this particular numerical, we will see that how operand forwarding method can be utilized. So operand forwarding is the situation in which the result of one operand is dependent on the result of the another operand. So operand forwarding or data forwarding is an optimization in pipelined central processing units to limit performance defects which occur due to pipeline stalls. A data hazard can lead to a pipeline stall when the current operation has to wait for the result of an earlier operations, right, which has not yet finalized. So let's solve the numerical based on that. If we use the internal data forwarding to speed up the performance of a CPU, R1, R2 and R3 are registers and M100 is a memory reference. Then the sequence of the operations. The contents of the R1 registers are moving it into the memory location 100. The content of the memory location 100 are moving it into R2 register, and the content of the memory location 100 are moving it into R3 register can be replaced by. So the question is, if we use the internal data forwarding or the operand forwarding, the names are, the meaning is same. To speed up the performance of the CPU, R1, R2 and R3 are the registers and memory 100 is the memory reference. Then the sequence of operations, the given operations can be replaced by. So here I need to choose an answer which is a replacement for these group of instructions. So what we are doing in this particular group of instructions, the content of the R register, R1 register are moved to the memory location M100. Now again the content of memory location 100 are moving it into register R2. Again the content of memory location 100 are moving it into the register R3. Now they can be replaced by, let us check out the answers. Here if I will think about the contents of the R1, let us check out the first answer A. If I am moving the contents of R1 to R3, that's fine. I am moving the contents of R2 to M100 memory locations. So here you can observe that there is no dependency between the one instruction and the another instruction. What is meant by operand forwarding? The current operation has to wait for the result of the earlier operation which has not yet finalized. So there must be dependency. You can see over here in between, this is the first, this is the second instruction and this is the third instruction. Now you can see over here is that the second instruction is dependent on the first instruction. Even the third instruction is dependent on the first instruction. So here you can see there is no dependency between these two instructions because here R1 and R3 registers are used, and here we are transferring the data from R2 register to the memory locations. There is a dependency between only these two instructions because here we are moving the contents of the memory location 100 to R2 register. But all these three instructions are not dependent on each other. So let's see for the second. R1, the content of the R1 registers are moved into the R2 register. The content of R1 register are moved into R3 register. These are two separate instructions. And then what we are doing, we are moving the contents of R1 to memory location 100. So there is no dependency in between these two in all these three instructions. Next, the content of the R1 register we are moving it into M100. Now M100 content we are moving it into R3 register, and again M100 content we are moving it into R3 register. So if I will compare this particular group of instructions with the C answer, then I found there are lot of data forwarding that is used inside this C option. So for this question, the answer will be C. Now see. Now tell me, have you understood this particular numerical on operand forwarding? Operand forwarding is the technique in which the operands are dependent on each other. So here you can see that here they're talking about internal data forwarding to speed up the performance of the CPU, because the purpose is to speed up the performance of the CPU. We are utilizing the data which we have got as a result of the previous instruction in the next instruction. So we are trying to replace this group of instructions. So here you can see that this is the R1 whose content is moves into M100. Now this is the second instruction which is dependent on the first instruction. So there is a clear-cut dependencies between these machine instructions, as you can see. Because the content of R1 register are moved into the M100 memory location, right? And M100 memory location is now the contents are getting moved into R2 register. So you can see over here that the second instruction is dependent on the first. Even the third instruction is dependent on the first. So there is a dependencies between every two instructions, as we cannot see over here in case of first example that on the first instruction no another instruction is dependent. There is only dependency between second and third. Here there is no dependency between these two instructions, because register R1 content you are trying to move into register R2, and register R2 content you are trying to move into register R3. So R1 register content is totally a separate entity which you are moving it at one into R2 register, and in another case into R3 register, and R1 register content you are moving it into here into M100. So again there is no any result that I'm getting over here that I'm using here, because see here the R1 data is moving into 100 M100 data. So if you will not have any data in the M100, so you cannot execute this instruction. Even you cannot execute this third instruction. In the similar fashion, the content of the R1 are moved into M100. Now M100, this particular instruction is dependent on the first instruction. M100 content you are moving it into, but to execute this instruction, you can just understand that you need to execute the very first instruction, right? So this will be the probable answer. This will be the probable answer for this particular question.